My ex-fiancé messaged moments ahead of the ceremony. I can't marry you. I refuse this. I responded to the officiant. Minor adjustment to the schedule. Then I announced her decision. Flipped the wedding event into a festivity of bullet evasion. 72 hours down the line, she was desperately pleading for forgiveness after her escape tactic collapsed. Original post, and I'm seated here typing this while my non-wedding gathering is active below. Unreal. Completely bizarre. It was today, our nuptial date. Months in the making, funds spent that'd make your wallet cry. Guests flown out, the full deal. Amber, 29F, and I were to be exchanging vows around 6 hours earlier. 5 minutes before I was to step out, standing there suited up, nervous yet thrilled, my phone buzzed. It was Amber. My stomach did a twist, assuming it was a sweet pre-wedding text. Nope. Amber. Vincent, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I refuse this. That was it. I refuse this. Like something out of medieval soap opera. I stared blankly. Reread several times. The world shifted. Refused. Minutes before the ceremony. My initial reaction, oddly enough, was practical. Everyone's here. Venue's booked. Bar's ready. My best man, Brian, approached concerned. Vincent, you good? It's time. I handed him my phone. His mouth hung open. No damn way. Something inside flipped. Went from stunned to strangely cold control. The pain hit hard, like a cinder block to the chest. But outwardly, calm as still water. I found the officiant, a kind elderly man confused by the delay. Minor change to the plan, I said, steady. Too steady, maybe? Then I walked out solo. Stood where we should have been together. Guests looked confused, then alarmed. Whispers started. I took the mic, cleared my throat. Welcome, I began. Silence fell. There's been a shift. About 5 minutes ago, I got a message from Amber. I stopped, scanning the room. My loved ones, her side, our friends. It read, and I quote, Vincent, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I refuse this. Audible gasps, a couple cries from her side. My mom nearly collapsed. So I carried on, voice level. No wedding today. Amber has spoken. Another pause. Let that hit. However, I said louder. Everything's set. The drinks are pouring. The meals are hot. The band's on site. So tonight won't be a wedding. It's a celebration. Celebration of truth, even cruel truth. Celebration of missed disaster. And celebration of loyalty from friends and family. I lifted my water glass. Didn't trust myself with bubbly. So please, eat, drink, enjoy. Let's party anyway to avoid disasters. Pure shock for about 5 seconds. Then Brian started applauding. My family joined in slow, unsure. Then others. Some of Amber's side looked mortified, angry too. Her parents and sister Danielle stormed out. A few guests politely exited. Maybe 30% dipped fast. But the majority remained. And below, it's happening. Kind of. A surreal, strange event 6 hours later. Band plays upbeat tunes, but vibes off. People drink heavily. Some dance, others just gather in hushed clusters. My dad crushed me in a hug. Whispered, her mistake, son. Major mistake. It took a while to feel like a party. Mostly driven by close friends, the open bar, and disbelief. I'm up here now, just trying to grasp the cost. Oh man, the cost. Venue, meals for 150. Florals, clothes, prepaid honeymoon. Easily $60,000 vanished, mostly from me and my folks. Gone. Just gone. Haven't heard a word since her text. No calls, silence. How she even left the bridal room mid-prep to find Jordan, no clue. Don't care. Doesn't matter anymore. That text was the death blow. So yeah, hosting possibly the priciest awkward non-wedding bash in history. Send drinks or coffee. Ig update 1. Hey Reddit. 1 week since the walkout text. Appreciate the support and messages. Meant a lot reading them during the chaos. So, the not wedding party, it kind of turned out oddly memorable. After the shock faded, folks leaned into the bullet-dodged vibe. My crew stepped up. Kept me busy. No wallowing. Lots of speeches, some pretty fiery. turned into an emotional release, strangely healing by the end. Cleanup? Brutal. Dealing with vendors, explaining bride was MIA. Most were kind once word spread. Small town effect, maybe still hurting from all the wasted money. We're trying to return any gifts, especially her side. Other stuff? Probably donating the honeymoon suite. I slept there solo. Not ideal. Now, what you're likely waiting for, Amber. Total silence first 72 hours. 0. Then Tuesday night, my phone lit up. Calls missed, voicemails, emotional texts. I made a mistake. A terrible, terrible mistake. We need to talk. It's not how it looked. Please, Vincent. I love you. Yeah. So, turns out her grand exit strategy totally fell apart. Pieced it together from mutual friends who were shocked for me. Apparently, Amber wasn't just anxious. She was bailing for someone else. A guy named Jordan. Flashy, older, fancy car, fed her dreams. The idea? She leaves the wedding, meets him, they ride into a fantasy future he supposedly had already. But Jordan was all show. That future meant she'd bankroll it once her rich husband, me, was locked in and hopefully sending her guilt checks or alimony. When it was clear there was no rich husband, just a wrecked wedding and furious groom, Jordan lost interest fast. Dumped her at a gas station 3 states away by midweek, one friend said. Brutal. Cue the desperate contact. I answered one call yesterday. Curiosity. Vincent. Thank God. Crying frantic. Amber sounded broken. Vincent, I made a huge mistake. I wasn't thinking straight. Stress, pressure. Jordan meant nothing. We can fix this. We can reschedule. Tell people I panicked. The nerve. She thought she could walk back in after nuking everything. Amber, I said flatly. You texted me minutes before our wedding. You wrote, I reject you. You had a bag packed and another man waiting. There's nothing to fix. We're done. No, Vincent, don't. It was a mistake. I love you. More sobs. Your actions say otherwise. You chose him. Now he dumped you and I'm your fallback. No. But where will I go? What will I do? Panic now real. Reality hit her. That's your problem, Amber. Not mine. I hung up. Blocked her. Then Danielle called. Furious. Vincent, how dare you humiliate her like that, reading the text out loud, making it a party joke? She made a mistake. She was overwhelmed. Danielle, I said, exhausted. She left me via text 5 minutes before the ceremony to be with someone else, who then dumped her. I read her words for transparency. The party happened because it was all paid for. I didn't blow it up. She did. You should have protected her. Forgiven her. Forgive her for plotting to leave me at the altar for another guy? Shield her from the fallout of her own decision? Do you hear yourself? She needs help. You have to help her. Where is she supposed to live? She moved her stuff into my place a month ago. Not my issue anymore. Goodbye, Danielle. Blocked. Handled the rest, shipped her things to her parents via courier. No way I was facing her again. The honeymoon? That all-inclusive Maldives trip I mentioned, the $18,000 chunk of the $60,000 loss, non-refundable. Travel agent said I could change the second traveler or get credit. Thinking about that whole thing aged me a decade in a week, but I also feel lighter. Absolutely dodged that bullet. Update 2. Okay, Reddit. Month out from the big day, the bullet dodge day. Things got chaotic, then settled into a different brand of messy. Rumors started flying, mostly pushed by Amber and Danielle. Suddenly, I was hearing I'd been controlling, pushed her too hard, or even faked the breakup and blamed her. The text? Oh, supposedly sent under pressure or out of context. And yes, some people believed it. Mostly distant family or acquaintances. Lost a few social media connections. Whatever. I didn't argue publicly. Just calmly answered anyone who asked. She texted me, I reject you, 5 minutes before our wedding and left with someone else. That failed. These are facts. I showed the message to a few close people who needed clarity. Most saw through her narrative. Then the demands started. Messages from unknown numbers. Emails. Even a handwritten letter from her mom. They wanted repayment. Compensation for wedding planning. emotional effort, money for her stuff she left, even though it was returned. Half of the gift value, even those we already gave back or donated. Danielle said I should pay for Amber's therapy for trauma. The trauma she caused. The entitlement was staggering. They really believed I owed her financial support and comfort after what she did. I talked to a lawyer just to cover myself. He laughed. Said she had no legal claim. Sent a single formal reply. Vincent considers this matter closed. Amber chose to end the engagement and wedding. No compensation is owed. Further contact will be treated as harassment. Then I blocked all new numbers and emails. Now for the satisfying part. Revenge, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Not about hurting her. About reclaiming something she gave up. Refusing to let her awful choices cost me more. That Maldives honeymoon, Amber obsessed over it. Chose the exact overwater suite. The travel agent confirmed no refund, but I could substitute the second guest or get future travel credit. Letting $18,000 vanish felt wrong. Like letting her win again. So I called my best man Brian. Dude, I said, what are you doing next week? He was confused. I explained his response. Holy crap. Yeah, we went 2 weeks back. Flew first class, part of the deal. Stayed in that exact same overwater suite Amber had picked herself. Went snorkeling, sipped cocktails, soaked up sun, didn't sulk, barely mentioned Amber after day 1. Just enjoyed a ridiculously extravagant trip meant for a life that never happened. Day before flying home, I posted one photo on my private Instagram. Me and Brian, sunglasses on, holding colorful drinks, electric blue ocean behind us. Caption, making the best of a strange situation. Paradise found. No tags. No bullet mentions. But I knew Amber or Danielle or her mom would see it eventually. And yep, they did. A mutual acquaintance, one of those stay friends with everyone types, took a screenshot and sent it right to Danielle. Probably thought they were being helpful or just stirring the pot. Drama erupted, predictably. Heard from someone reliable that Danielle absolutely lost it when she saw it. Amber reportedly cried for hours. Not out of regret, out of frustrated entitlement. Furious that I dared to enjoy the honeymoon she'd envisioned. Yeah, how dare I? Final update. Hey folks, here's the final piece of this saga. It's been around 4 months, and the dust has finally settled. The demands totally stopped after my lawyer responded. Guess reality hit that they had no claim. The smear campaign faded, too. When your story is full of gaps and the other side calmly sticks to evidence, the text, the timing, the other guy, it collapses. So, what happened to Amber? Heard it in pieces from mutual friends who felt bad for me. Once Jordan ditched her and I didn't come running, she moved in with Danielle. That lasted maybe 2 months. Amber expected Danielle to fund her, comfort her, let her wallow. Didn't job hunt, constantly complained, treated the place like a hotel. Eventually Danielle snapped and kicked her out. Turns out even sisterhood has its limits, especially when your sister nuked her own life through pure selfishness. Amber ended up back at her parents' house. Got some basic admin job, but constantly gripes about being broke and claims I ruined her life. Still spinning the poor me tale. Still no ownership, no reflection, just bitterness. Jordan vanished. Wants nothing to do with her. As for me, I'm genuinely doing well. Not gonna lie, the first month was rough. I felt humiliated, heartbroken, angry. But that bullet-dodged party weirdly helped shift the tone. My loved ones rallied. The Maldives trip with Brian was the best decision I made. A clean reset. A way to reclaim something she tried to ruin. Financially, yeah, I lost over $60K. That stings. But it's just cash. What I got back was my peace of mind and self-respect. The revenge wasn't about damage, it was about display. Showing that I could still live, thrive, laugh, travel. That the world she discarded wasn't a fantasy, it was my reality, one she could have had if she hadn't thrown it away chasing illusions. That photo from the trip? Quiet, classy proof. No gloating, just evidence of survival. She lost more than a partner. She lost the comfort, security, and life she assumed was hers by default. And her escape turned out to be an illusion. That hollow feeling she's stuck with? She built that. I've been grinding at work, getting fit again, reconnecting with people I lost touch with. Started dating a little. Nothing big, but it's refreshing. My place feels like mine again. Amber wanted out, well, she got out. And in doing so, she burned her own future down. Now she's living the aftermath. That's justice. That's closure. That's satisfying. Thanks for sticking with me through this journey, Reddit. You helped more than you know. Time to truly turn the page and walk it all the way out.